So today we're here on Mother's Day, myself and some other women who are also mothers, black and brown women, who wanted to celebrate Mother's Day differently. We didn't want like flowers necessarily or cards, but just an opportunity to like voice our concerns, voice our frustration, voice like the sentiment of like fear that we always have that like our children could be next, or our children are very likely going to experience criminalization. So that's why we're here for an event called the Mother's Outrage, with like mothers just speaking to their experience of like, you know, whether it's that they have children who've experienced stop and frisk, or they have children that, you know, interact with like police in schools, or just are always like harassed and criminalized, like to just voice their concerns and their frustrations, and hopefully move forward and like having conversations about what we need to do to like put an end to that, and like stand up for our children, stand up for ourselves, stand up for our communities.
Why we're here. We all know who is the problem. And the problem isn't the community. The problem is the policy, and the policy makers, and the policy enforcers. And we as mothers, givers of life, are here to say no more, no more. They wanted to have dialogue. We've had how many years of dialogue? They wanted to have stats. We had the best stats in the world done, over and over, and it shows the numbers are going up. It shows they are not going to stop, and they never have stopped unless we stop them. We know that slavery was approved even by the Supreme Court at one time. We know that Jim Crow was approved even by the Supreme Court at one time. We know the Japanese internment was approved even by the Supreme Court. So today we see in the news the killer of Oscar Grant is in court to overturn his conviction. I mean, what mental defect needs to be prescribed to a system that says when a cop kills you with his gun for the world to see, and you're shot laying down on a subway platform, that he gets another oops moment? We see that the people who beat Jatif Reed are now in the projects. They're working in the projects. That's putting them closer to our children. We see the killer of Ramali Graham not arrested. What does that tell you? Yet a woman down in Florida who shot a gun into a ceiling is getting 20 years. What do we need to find out more? The system is corrupt. The policy is corrupt. And as long as we accept it on our blocks, it will continue. So we are here today to walk through our communities to say no mas, and to tell people that live on the block, we can't wait for another outrage, because it's going to happen again. And who's outraged anymore? Anybody surprised? I don't know about you, I'm not surprised. It's Amadou Diallo all over. As Alton Maddox said, Ramali Graham lived in slave quarters. That's why the police could go in there with no warrant and just kill him. So we have to decide as mothers today that it's not going to happen anymore.
We're here protesting stop and frisk and racist policing, not just in the Bronx, but all over New York City. The numbers are ridiculous. Those of us who are mothers are more afraid of police than we are of criminals when we send our kids to run errands at the store on the corner. And in the name of supposedly securing the city, they're making our children physically engage with police before they're able to emotionally understand how to deal with physically engaging with anybody, and it's terrifying. And so we're here to demand that the police stop, and we're using Mother's Day to do it, because the best Mother's Day present we could get is safety for our children in the Bronx and Harlem and Brooklyn and everywhere else where they're getting stopped and frisked.
Try to keep us down.
Try to keep us down.
We're rising all around.
We're rising all around.
Mama, can't you see?
Mama, can't you see?
What police have done to me?
What police have done to me?
They can try to keep us down.
They try to keep us down.
Oh, we're rising all around.
Oh, we're rising all around. Mama, can't you see? Mama, can't you see? What police have done to me? What police have done to me? They try to keep us down. They try to keep us down. Oh, we're rising all around. Oh, we're rising you see? Mama, mama, can't you see? What police have done to me? What police have done to me? They can try to keep us down. They can try to keep us down.
I don't want to see kids in the system. I want kids to be able to play outside, have fun, and not have to worry about police brutality.
In the street, and let them know that we're not gonna take this shit.
NYPD, how many kids did you kill today? NYPD, how many kids did you kill today? NYPD, how many kids did you kill today? How many kids did you kill today? How many kids did you kill today? A lot of us do not have our children with us.
Do not have our children with us.
A lot of us have had our children murdered by NYPD. And those very same cops that murdered our children are celebrating Mother's Day with their families. But we are not. We are tired of our children of black and brown being harassed, being beaten, being murdered by NYPD. We will continue to take over wherever we feel. And we ask the community to stick together and not be afraid. Because when we stick together, NYPD is fearful of us.
Mic check. You can call me mysterious. This is my son right here. His feelings.
His name is Felix.
He is 4 years old. He has a black, Latino, white, and Native American mother, which is me.
He has a black, white, Latino, Native American mother, which is me.
And he has a Latino father. All right, and I'm very petrified. When he turned older, that he's going to be harassed, or beaten, or God forbid, get killed, by the goddamn police. Say he is my daughter. She's 11 months old. Mind you, she's a female. And you got a sexist ass cops out here too. Who has no respect. For females. Especially females of color. And I'm worried about how they're gonna turn older. And I'm really petrified of their future. So if you are a parent of color, please be petrified. Be careful with your children. We don't want them to be the next Sean Bell. To be the next Anthony Baez. To be the next Amadou Diallo. To be the next Michael Stewart.